Alright, what's going on YouTube? New type of content today. It's called Awkward Tea Party. It's a podcast between with me and my girlfriend, and it's kind of loose formatted, not as inspirational personal development stuff as you guys have usually been seeing. I filmed this earlier this year with my girlfriend. Wasn't too sure where to upload this because we normally do an audio version of this, but we decided to do a video for this one, so it's here. If you guys like it, let me know. And make sure you guys check out the podcast on Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, wherever. But if we decide to do more of it, things like this, we might start up a separate channel. But I hope you guys enjoy a little bit of something different today. And next week, we'll be resuming the regular scheduled programs. Enjoy. The fact that she came to meet me means there's like something mutual and magical happening.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I almost feel like I should be talking like this close to my mic, and then occasionally eating. Hi everyone on Instagram. I'm sorry if I can't see your actual message because I'm filming on. Oh perfect. Hi everyone. Hi Yvette. Hi MXPD. So, if it's your first time listening to us, Awkward Tea Party is pretty much just me and Max, just an occasional guest, just sitting around talking about whatever, shooting the shit, do whatever. And this is the podcast for you just to hang out with us and listen. So
Spill some tea.
And occasionally spill some tea. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start off with this by saying that my trip to New Jersey was a complete surprise to Maxine. She had no idea that I was going to be coming here for the past month. I booked the ticket on Thanksgiving. And if you haven't figured it out, me and Maxine are together. She's my husband.
We are.
Surprise! That's how you do it.
Stupid.
You just talk to them and then you just throw on the label, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I guess." Yeah. So this was something that I've been planning for a while, since. Like I said, since Thanksgiving, it was probably the the most fun I've had trying to be like, babe, I'll see you in like 2 months, because she's gonna be coming in February. So whenever she talked about it, it was more like, yeah, I'm actually gonna see you in 2 weeks, motherfucker. So it was a cool surprise. I when I got here, the original plan for me was I would actually go to her house, take a picture of me being in front of her door, like how Amazon does it, and then text her and says like, your Christmas present is here. I intentionally, your birthday package.
They are two separate things.
Yeah, so
even though they're 5 days apart.
Yeah, her birthday's on December 30th. So
Where my Capricorn's at?
And what was I saying? Oh yeah, so.
Surprise.
The original plan was like I would land, check into my Airbnb, chill the rest of the day because she already had plans with friends, and I'd be like, cool, master planning everything. But then I got there, I arrived a lot earlier than expected to Newark, and I just friggin' got my rental car. I booked it, like it was literally from, I don't want to name the location exactly because I feel like that would make it too like revealing of where you live, but it was about a 15-mile drive from Newark to where she was, and I made it there within 20 minutes. I had to drive like an Angelino, swerving through all the traffic. No, not really traffic. Through all the cars. The minute I got there,
oh, that was traffic enough.
I parked like the biggest douchebag. Got my camera. Looked for her within the crazy crowd.
I was wearing a bright red coat. How do you
I
miss
saw that first, but I was like, nah, that can't be her. Like, just, I don't know. And then ironically, she's the one that found me first, before me finding her. So, but I still got the reaction shot. If you guys haven't seen it on my vlog channel or on my Instagram. Mm-hmm. So, how'd you like your surprise?
I'm not surprised. Which one? Besides you.
Oh yeah. Aside from surprising her, I also got her the Jeffree Star conspiracy palette, Shane Dawson conspiracy palette, which was sold out the minute
it launched, and I was literally crying at work. I was crying over makeup. It was intense.
Yeah, I was on my computer at home trying to make it happen, and then it was sold out. So we're also eating. I haven't eaten since breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about your surprises?
I like them.
You like them?
Yeah.
It's gonna be ASMR as well since we. Oh.
That palette's like really nice. So now I have close to the entire Conspiracy collection. I just need the lipsticks and the gloss.
The what?
The lipsticks and the gloss. I only have 2 lipsticks. I have Shane and Jeffrey. What the fuck?
Yeah. Also, Instagram, let us know because we're mic'd up for my camera. If you can't hear us, let us know.
Hi, Anna.
Who's Anna?
Anna.
Oh. Hi, Anna. If you got questions too,
text me.
yeah, comment it because Maxine's keeping an eye on it.
I'm moderating the chat.
Yeah.
Like I'm an assistant or something.
Yeah, so you work for me or something.
I know. Do I work for you?
Maybe.
Oh.
Since we got here, it's been pretty chill. Well, actually, the first thing we did was go to the city after I surprised her.
That was my plan.
Huh?
My plan was to go to the city, not on my birthday, but the day before my birthday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To have fun.
Oh, yeah. Tell everyone your reaction of seeing me at the train.
Okay. So I was kind of spacing out because, there was no one to talk to at the train station. And just had my headphones in. And I was kind of staring down, at the train tracks, kind of. And then I just kind of, that's you. And then he kind of came into view by the time I looked up. I didn't think it was real. I'm like, where am I? I was like, I don't remember drinking or taking anything before I left. And so as soon as I saw him, I was like, what the fuck? Pretty sure a couple people stared, but whatever.
Yeah. A lot of people were staring. But at that point, we were kind of in our own world.
Bubble.
And it was the surprise was a success, in my opinion.
Oh, why?
Oh.
And then he takes me to his rental, where he shows me how he parked like an asshole. And then he opens his suitcase, which was in the trunk, hands me one of the many Amazon gift bags that he's received over the years for Christmas or
Thank
birthday.
you, Amazon, for doing that because I never gift wrap anything anymore.
Amazon gift wraps things for me when I send it over to him. And, yeah, I yanked it out, and he was expecting a really, really cute reaction. Oh yeah, but we're eating Chinese food. I have hoisin pork. He has chicken with cashew nuts.
Important questions.
The most important questions ever. Okay, so anyway, back to the surprise.
Love you.
So I pulled out the palette, and my first reaction was, "Whose dick did you suck for this?"
Yeah, I was expecting a cutest thing, oh babe, you shouldn't have. Where'd you get this? I'm like, no. Whose dick did you suck for this?
Because you've had to. You've had to fillet someone for it. Because, again, it was sold out the minute it came on. And then every website selling it, the internet broke. Shopify broke.
Yeah.
Shopify broke. So, it was close to impossible to get one. And, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm still going to stand firm in my belief that you,
Just for the record, I did not suck anyone's dick. I used Facebook Marketplace.
You totally did.
And,
the guy's name was Mark.
So,
He said,
no, I'm talking about the food.
Yeah.
So, alright, what we've been up to since I've been here, mainly, the only thing we did was, it's a couple adventurous things. So we went to the city, ate a lot, drank a lot.
Ate a lot, mostly.
Yeah. Hang out with her friend Paula. Paula, if you're watching this, love
Hi.
you. Other than that, I've just been chilling at your workplace. And then while I work, and I just take advantage.
I work.
Yeah. and she works.
Oh, I had to call my boss to put him on my gym membership, because I'm like, oh wait, you're gonna want to use the gym while I work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like honestly, for me, it was like coming here. The whole point wasn't for me to go out, do anything, go to any dance events. It was really just to hang out with her, and then, I almost feel like people see me as weird because I'm just hanging out at her workplace all day.
We're both weird, so.
So the thing is, yeah, and that too, and I have my my laptop, which just lets me work from
it actually
anywhere.
works.
Like, so yeah, so I'm able to just do all the video editing, all the marketing stuff, all the client shit. So it just makes as long as I have good internet, I can work. And the bonus for me, really, working at her workplace is I get to see her, and then it's also a gym, so I can work out, I can dance whenever the room is open.
I had to kick him out because a bunch of people needed to use the room and they were a little scared of him.
Yeah, I was just breaking, and then she was like, "Time's up, get out." I'm like, "Oh shit, I fucked up."
Good. I told you 5:30, motherfucker.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And I've been working because I can't take days off because I didn't know he was coming, so I couldn't take the days off.
Yeah, and I had to tell my boss.
You mean you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had coworkers that were like, "Oh, he's here. Are you taking days off?" I'm like, "How? I didn't know he was coming." You know, it takes like
I have rice.
15 weeks and like a sacrificial lamb in order for me to take days off at work. Right, Anna? If you're still watching, right, Anna? Last night, we went out with some friends. We actually went out. I was actually out past 8 p.m.
We're actually out past 11.
I know. We felt really old there.
Dude, yeah, we were tired by the end of it.
We were so tired. And then, like, as soon as we got there, like, I was like, we are the oldest people.
I'm pretty sure there were people that were, like,
I know.
older than us, but they're, like, you know.
Pretty spry and
like
in a partying mood. And
yeah, more extroverted than us.
Than you?
What?
Than you?
You think I'm an extrovert?
Yeah.
Really? Alright, if you're watching this on Instagram, comment down below if you think I'm an extrovert. I don't know how many people are watching, but or if you're watching this on Facebook. But those of you who know me personally. But I think I'm like an introvert. I consider myself an ambivert.
I'm an introvert through and through.
Like I adjust according to the situation. If I feel like going out, I'll go out. If I feel like staying home, I'll stay home. It just depends on the situation.
So the few times I do try to go out, people need to treasure because they're never gonna see me again after that. And if they cancel, see
what?
If that says you are, you're an extrovert.
No.
See?
Maybe. I do get a lot of energy, like when people are around.
Exactly. I get drained when people are around. It's like.
Wow, you might be right. Shit, now I'm thinking about it.
I fucking told you. But yeah, that was it. We went out, went to a club, and I half regret it.
You half regret it? It was a good time.
It was a good time, but at the same time, I'm tired.
Yeah, we passed out, but yeah, that
I had to take two shots because Wada didn't want to take one because he was dry. Oh, 3 because Erica also drinks 2 shots super slow and can't handle it.
I don't know how anyone does.
Half a shot. And the thing is, those shots are tiny. Those were like, like the medicine cups you give little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
baby shots.
Yeah.
You were like.
But I loved that they all came through. It was nice seeing them kind of dressed up.
I know, they looked like women. Okay, well, Creatures always looked pretty nice, but.
Look, but it is because every time I'm here, you guys are like in
sweats.
But it was nice for them to come out and dress up. Brian and Awad, I'm like, they're dudes, so I see them just like that. However,
yeah. So
it was cool. Everyone just hanging out, not really hanging out, but just dancing and having a good time.
I bet you are an ambivert.
I think I'm an ambivert. I swear I am.
Not as much as. Well, if you are, you're like leaning extroverted. I guess.
I gotta really reflect on this because I used to for like years I considered myself as an introvert.
I've always known I was an introvert.
But then there are moments where I'm just like fiending to go out.
I could care less.
Yeah.
If plans get canceled, I'm just like, okay. I love it when plans get canceled. But also not, especially if I did all my makeup and my makeup's expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So if you plan to go out with me and I've already done my makeup and then you cancel on me, better reimburse me for my makeup.
For makeup's expensive. I know. I paid for one of those palettes.
You paid for 2 palettes.
Did I really?
Technically.
How? Oh, the price I paid it for.
Yeah. 1 blowjob.
Is that what I get?
Hey. No, that's what you gave.
No. Okay, so, since the new year, yeah, we've been chilling. Mm-hmm. I finally got to meet her parents and her brother. And her other brother, not you, Luke. If you're watching the replay, love you, Luke. We got to meet her older brother. It was not as hard as I thought it would be. I thought I would get interrogated. Like, what do you do for work? What's your future plans with her? Why her? Who are you? Who's your daddy?
Why you here?
Yeah.
Why you here?
Why are you here?
What do you make a year? How much do you make a year?
Hmm?
Are you a doctor, nurse, engineer, lawyer?
See, and I was preparing myself for those conversations too. Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm pretty good with talking, so I'll figure something out. I'll turn on the charm.
You did.
Just turn down the offensiveness.
You kind of did. That was weirding me out.
Yeah.
Oh, you met my best friend. Met my best friend. Met on my birthday. Jessica.
Oh yeah, and I got to meet her best friend, Jessica.
And her husband, Young. Hey guys.
I was expecting her to interrogate me too.
No, she was just observing.
What did she tell you?
She likes you.
I'm approved.
I'll stab you with a spoon. Oh, by the way, I'm using a spoon to eat because he has a spoon and a fork that he brought from Wisconsin.
Oh.
Somehow. We ordered takeout and they didn't give us any utensils.
Yeah.
So.
My mom is clutch.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Tita.
I'm just gonna let this happen.
The brings us to our next subject, Yvette. Story of how we met.
Oh my fucking god, Yvette. All right.
She's running the podcast.
How we met. Do you wanna say like the version we tell people or the actual version?
Do I know you?
So you want me to tell that story?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So how we
Power
met?
of social media.
Huh?
Power of social media.
I mean, I think this relationship is
based around social media.
As an example of social media, of how it can bring people together.
We're getting to it a bit.
This was 2006, 2007. We met officially in 2008.
Oh yeah.
In December, November.
No, 2007. I was still in Burbank.
So, okay, so I'm gonna have to hold the mic for this one.
Oh.
So
I'm still eating.
We met online, 2007. I remember seeing her MySpace friend request. This was in the era when MySpace was the shit. And
someone was on my MySpace walking around because I leave it on.
So do you know?
Stupid. I don't even remember.
Do you know which cousin? You said it was your cousin.
I don't know. It was like a super young cousin.
So, yeah, I remember it was when I was working in Santa Monica, and I remember just going on during my break, and I see her friend request. I didn't take it too seriously, but it wasn't my friend request. I saw her photo of her all done up from a photo shoot. I was like, damn, this girl's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's still one of my favorite photos to this day. I have it saved. I'm a creeper like that. But you know, I didn't think it was real. I thought it was being catfished. And then so my first line was, "Do I know you?" And then
Because he saw my I didn't change my location. It still says Burbank, California.
yeah, and I was like, "Oh man, please be in Burbank. Please be in Burbank."
And yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, do I know?" I'm like, "Oh," and then I was like, "Who's this dude messaging me?" I'm like, "I never added you," but whatever. He accepted the friend request anyway.
Yeah, man. You don't turn something down like that if it's
And you know,
well, you know.
we kind of started talking, and yeah.
Yeah, that the fact that we were actually talking kind of legitimized that you're a real person, but the next step was like, are you, to make sure that you're not a dude, like some
What if I
40-year-old dude
was?
that's like catfishing me. So that's what I was afraid of. I was like, fuck.
What if I am?
I remember in one of my favorite stories, because you were even then you were a bit like standoffish and guarded.
Always.
So I was like,
I told you I hate people.
so I was like, damn, how do I like knock down the walls? And I remember one of my favorite lines when I was getting like iced out. I think you're probably the second person I've ever used it on.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I like being prepared. I don't know what the line is verbatim, but it was more like.
No, you commented one of my pictures.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, I remember the responding to you. It was like, I know, like, been under that cold heart. I don't know, something within
Something
that cold
ice
heart.
Spring, whatever.
This ice queen or ice bitch or whatever.
I am
is
ice
like, and then in that somehow is a sweet princess. Something like that. It was corny as fuck.
I threw up.
But I think because I called out the whole. This is what I'm interpreting in my head. Because I called it out, like she was being cold-ish. I feel like that helped open up the doors and her being more relaxed.
Not really.
But I don't know. But we kept talking. So.
Not really. I just kept talking to him because he's cute.
Yeah. Make sure you're next to your mic.
He's cute. Well, it's too far.
No, you can like fold it up and. Or you want me to put it on here?
No, it's fine. There you go. Oh, I was gonna burp.
So yeah, we just talked for a while. Then eventually, I got your phone number, and then I honestly have a hard time remembering like, the first call. But I do remember how nervous I was. Yeah,
late for me.
At that time, I didn't have the understanding of like she's in a different time zone. I was like, oh,
and I already told him too. I told him too. I'm like, I don't live in Burbank anymore. He's like, oh yeah, where'd you move to? New Jersey. I'm like,
fuck. Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was so disappointed because that meant I was like, oh man, we can hang out soon. We can probably hang out next week.
No. No. Next city over? No.
No. Yeah, that was. I still feel the moment of disappointment. I was at work when I read that. So yeah. So we kept talking. We kept in touch. Yeah, I mean, it just became kind of we just talked with each other every single day. We were on the phone every single night after 9 p.m. because at that time, if you call after 9, minutes were free. what right now, where it's like where you pay for data, back then it was you paid for minutes.
Pay for minutes.
So and then
where my old head's at.
So that's when I would call you. I would step out of my house because I did not want any motherfucker annoying the shit out of me while I'm on the phone. 2007, 2008. I was supposed to actually move to New York originally after I graduated. Because my friend said he got a gig over there and they're looking for another animator or another rigger to join their team. So I was there actually meeting the company, meeting the people, seeing, just kind of checking out the environment. And yeah, and then when I got there, that was actually the first time. Sorry, let me rewind it. Yeah, me heading there, I told her I was I wanted to hang out, and this is also me not understanding how far New Jersey is from New York.
My part of New Jersey was.
Yeah. So we met. So that we coordinated that. We got to hang out for like a day and
hours.
For 4 hours probably.
Yeah.
And this was I think pre you knowing the city in the way you
No,
did
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kind of didn't do anything. We didn't do much.
Yeah, like we just like
We literally just chilled.
yeah. I'm trying to like figure out what details I can tell. So yeah, the first and then
Arrow.
the first thing, like I remember seeing her and I was like, I do remember seeing you and I was like, damn, she's fucking
That's her.
like
It's her.
she's like A1, like she's not catfishing me. It's a real person and she's like really hot in person. And then for me, and this is our first time meeting, the first thing I do when I meet her is not a handshake or a hug. I went for like the full on tongue makeout. And this is actually
So lucky I didn't slap you.
so I was like, boom.
So lucky I didn't
Boom.
slap you.
So and I'm pretty known for being straightforward and just going for it and taking the risk. Because I live with the kind of the motto of fortune favors the bold. So
It's also a song on the musical Aida. Fortune favors the brave.
So like it was, if I didn't go for it,
You're a gopher.
the worst that would happen is she pushes me away or she pulls back,
Slaps the shit out of
slaps
you.
the shit out of me. But the fact is that
Makes a big deal out of it in the
the
middle of
fact
New
that she
York.
came to meet me means there's like something mutual and magical
Oh
happening.
my god. Oh my god.
So, but I went for it. It worked. And we went back to my friend's apartment and
We hung out
we hung out.
to
Wink,
go
wink, wink.
to get his camera.
Is that my line?
Yeah.
Was that my line to get back
Yeah.
bring you back to that?
Yeah, you were like, oh shit, I left my camera there.
God damn. Young Emeroy is not that clever, but still bold.
I'm gonna get my camera like, okay. Because at the time, kids, we used to have separate cameras and phones.
Yeah, we had
Kids.
digital cameras.
We had digital cameras and cell phones. They weren't one and the same.
Yeah, and at the
And
time,
even if we had cameras on our phones, they were shit.
yeah, they were terrible, super pixelated. And also, I think one of the reasons we really didn't go into the whole relationship thing because we talked about how cheesy relationships were.
Oh, I was laying hard into that.
So like you were like, no, like we hated the whole thing, like, oh, I love you more, and like now we fucking do that, and then
Because we don't give a shit.
and then the whole like cuddling, and I'm like, no, that's fucking stupid. Yeah, man. And then now we became what we talk shit about. So
Yeah, and then fast forward,
after 2000, after
after
the
that,
new year, I kind of
he went bye-bye.
well she
Ba-la-la-la-la-la-la.
she I don't know when it was exactly, but it wasn't too long after like meeting up.
So I took the leap and confessed my feelings.
She said, "I love you."
He pieced out.
I ghosted for a long time
He pieced the fuck out.
because I was an idiot
Clearly.
and had hormones. I don't have hormones anymore. Yeah, and I was young and just wanted to keep going, playing around. Video games, Zelda,
Oh.
Xbox.
Ew.
Yeah, but in between the whole period, for those of you who know me, like I met Stephanie, who's my son's mom, got engaged. We were together for 7 years, but broke off the engagement. And to be honest, one of the because this whole time I've been lying to you because to be honest, like after I went through my period. I went through my period.
You had your period? Oh my god. What did you use? You used tampons, the cup,
My
pads?
fingers.
I'm eating. People might be eating.
It's okay. We love you. But yeah, I went through like my moments.
Oh, they're all leaving. I'm kidding.
My moments of grief and being a slut again for a little bit.
Slut face.
Yeah. For some reason, it helped me out in terms of regaining my confidence and like, of, I don't know,
What?
feeling worthy in a sense of love.
What? Being attractive again?
Yeah, I felt like I wasn't attractive. That's why I kind of went through that. And then I found Maxine's Instagram.
You blocked me on everything.
Yeah,
You didn't just disappear. I got blocked.
Yeah, it was due to me wanting to be a good boyfriend at the time or fiance at the time, and to try to cut ties of the past. So this is getting harder. You're fucking stupid. But but now that I, in a sense, I was free. You know, I unblocked her, and then I decided to check in on her, and I was like, damn, she's still fine. Yeah.
But living a completely different life.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah, we were like at the.
Let's just say that.
I was
completely different point in my life.
Yeah, she
established. Almost.
She knows New York better than I. I was a dad. I had gone to jail, and all this other stuff. So we were like we'd really evolved compared to our.
Went through some shit.
Yeah.
You know.
If you're comfortable talking
No,
about
I'm
it.
not.
Okay. So that's fine. That's all you.
No, I'm not.
But yeah, so it was different. But then when I saw
lives were different.
So yeah, and then I had no idea. Like before I even approached her again, I feel like I waited.
What did you say?
I'll get to that. I waited like 2 or 3 days to even want to message you.
Someone said, "Hey,
what up, Chris? Thanks for hopping on, my dude." Hi, Andrea. She worked with me for one of the dancing things. Dancing.
The dancing.
So, what was I talking about? Yeah, we were just super different back then. Now.
Yeah.
So before, are we gonna redo this really awkward harp thing?
No, I just want to adjust myself.
Oh yeah, it took me like 2 or 3 days to even approach her because I knew like I just disappeared from her life, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't even know if she wants to talk to me."
Still salty.
And then,
like that soy sauce right there.
But for me, it was at that point I realized like if I don't take the leap now, like it'll be a what if situation when I'm 80. So I was like, fuck it, just do it. If she doesn't respond to me, or if she tells me to fuck off, dope. Like at least I would know. She she told me to like go away. But if something continues, like fuck, I have a second shot, so I can like slowly rebuild. So I have a really strong belief that of no stone left unturned. I really feel like some things can work out if you're stubborn as fuck. So,
that guy.
Yeah. And yeah, my opening line for her.
Opening.
I'm very creative with opening lines. was it? How's it going, East Coast? Because I'm trying to approach it as casual as possible. Knowing she is pissed off at me. So I tried to be like turn up the humor, which is what I'm known for. So
really?
My humor and my offensiveness is what I'm known for.
That was very offensive, by the way.
So
to me.
Yeah, I that's what I opened up with, and then I think the next thing you said was like, so that's what you're calling me now? After my opening line.
Oh, yeah. And I said, is that what you're calling me now? Also, like, I was like very, very offended. And the entire time I thought he was already married.
Really?
Yeah.
How did, well, I think
because I didn't know you guys broke up.
What about when I was a kid? When I was 7, what are your thoughts on me as a 7-year-old?
Fuck, I didn't fucking know you. I was 5.
No, what was your reaction when you found out that I had a kid? Or how did you find out?
You told me.
Oh. Fuck.
You told me. And you didn't even say, oh, I have a son. You were like, oh, yeah, I was hanging out with my son.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Cash. I mean...
I was afraid of that, to be honest.
I don't know. In that period where you were gone from my life. Gone from my life.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think... You like messaged me one time.
Yeah.
And then she was pregnant. She was pregnant. You guys were engaged.
We're talking about my ex-fiance.
Yeah. Yeah, she was pregnant, and then you guys were engaged, and that was it. I think that was the last thing you told me. So I was like, I figured married and has a kid.
So
I thought you were married.
there's no more chance at this point.
Yeah, I thought you were married. So I was like, fuck it, let's keep talking to this guy. Whatever.
And then they disappeared again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then this motherfucker was like, where should I plan my next trip to? I was fucking around. I was like, oh, go to New York. Like, because the choices were Hawaii and New York. And I'm like, I mean, if I were a normal person, I would pick Hawaii. For obvious reasons. For obvious fucking reasons. Hawaii, New York.
I was low key like trying.
Beach.
I wanted to see where she was at in terms of
crowded New York City.
Like if she, I was.
I love it. I love New York, but
I was trying to see like where she was at, like, like if she suggests Hawaii, like okay, maybe she wants me to go far away. But if she suggests New York as a joke, I'm like, all right, cool. But I got the ticket. No hesitation on my end either.
But like also to reiterate, we were at completely different points in my life. I definitely was at a different point in my life.
I was taking a huge risk just to go to New York to try to.
You had no business trying to hit me up. Actually, let's just say that.
Yeah.
You had no business being there.
I was taking a huge.
Let's just say that.
I was just taking a huge risk, going there, and again with the whole fortune favors the bold bravado. I knew it was like if I do something, give it a shot, because it was just for me. It was like I was asking, am I really doing what I can to try to make it happen? And then at least if I got a yes or a no or whatever, it was like I would have a definite answer instead of like me dwelling on it for like the next year or so, or me constantly trying to like text her and flirt but going there would be more, strong showing of intent.
Efficient and effective.
Yes. So.
Salon pause.
So, like, yeah, it was a risk, but it's better than not knowing, or kind of, beating around the bush and try to get an answer. So.
Oh, 2 more people came on.
2 more people came on. Hi, what's up? Who is it? What up, Jay? And I don't know your name, but
Sentimentalist.
Why her fonts are really small.
Oh yeah, I adjusted my fonts to make it tiny.
So Yvette, I hope that answers your question about Yvette.
This whole section was for Yvette.
Yes, her cousin.
Love you.
Who was interested in how we met. But yeah, to be honest, like when we met up again for the first time, the second time, sorry. Like I was scared, and
should have been.
I do something called the hand-holding technique. It's something it has 99% success.
Guess who the 1% is?
She's the one person it's ever failed to use, to work on, which is the hand-holding technique. I consider like the best way to establish intent for, I guess, that you're dating, not just here for friends, because hanging out with a friend is gonna be like it's a lunch date, But for when I was single, for my bit of singleness,
your period,
my period of singleness, I was just doing that to show like I'm not here to be, whoa.
They dropped something.
Yeah. So, should we be worried?
No, I drop things all the time.
Okay. Is it a dead body?
Shut up.
Should we leave?
No.
Okay. So during my period of singleness, I would do the hand-holding technique to establish intent that I was going to date them, not here to be their fucking friend. And then it's always within the first 10 minutes or so. And then most of the time they're like, okay, this guy is like forward. I'm like, yeah, I am. What? With me, I tried.
I don't understand why people fall for that.
Well, it's because
I really don't.
I think people appreciate forwardness,
So do I, but
you know, I mean, you,
so do I, but don't touch me.
You appreciated me making out with you the first time.
Yeah, but don't touch me again because I'm pissed at you.
That's true. So, I tried to have the hand holding technique on her, and she was like, "What the fuck are you doing? You need to calm down." And I'm like,
literally said you need to calm down.
And then my backup line that she's the only person I've ever used it on
Still didn't work.
Oh, they're rearranging stuff up there. Is my backup line is, "Why are you being weird?"
No, I was just like, "Okay."
And I was like, "Yes." It wasn't that awkward.
It was. It was.
So, I mean,
and I walk faster than you, so like
yeah. Oh my god,
left you.
Walking with you is a fucking workout. It's like I have back problems by the time I'm done.
Yvette, am I right? We know how to walk.
We know
New
how to.
York.
I know how to road rage.
That's fair.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of how it started. I think everything that went on with that after it felt honestly like a rom-com. It's kind of crazy. I almost wish I vlogged a lot of it, but at the time she didn't want to be vlogged, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna like be at cool places by myself. Yeah, I'm at the bar by myself, dance music by myself.
Eating balut by myself.
Oh hell no, I'm not. I'm never gonna eat balut by myself. She convinced me to eat balut by challenging me, and she knows.
I literally said, "Oh, you can't do it." It's not won't. I didn't say won't. I said can't.
Yeah. And
he said, "Fuck you."
And then that was kind of like, for me, I have a thing of like, you issue down a challenge, like I'll do it. As long as it's like, I'm not putting myself.
Do it again?
Fuck you. Don't do that. Because I'm going to want
to. But it's delicious.
Just to prove a point.
Yeah, keep proving that point until you like it.
But as long as it's like, I'm not putting myself in any crazy danger where I'm about to kill myself.
I'm just making you eat Filipino food.
I know, but that's why I accepted the challenge. Yvette, if you have any questions about how we met our relationship, let me know. Or anyone else. I don't fucking know. This is we're on this topic.
It's literally the awkward tea party.
Yeah.
Okay. So, fast forward now that we're together and obviously doing this long distance thing.
Yeah. Long distance relationship. I feel like that's like
I've been in those before.
How many?
2.
Including
obviously,
me?
No.
Or okay.
Obviously, neither of them worked out. Before, I think when I was when we moved from LA to New Jersey, I was in a relationship with this person, and we tried to do the long distance thing for a little bit. It sucked. I mean, it sucked for a number of reasons besides the fact that it was long distance, but it really just aggravated it, and I was like, nope, can't do this. The other one would have been fine, but he put baby in the corner.
What?
Basically, it was, like, I didn't feel like I was enough of a priority.
Oh.
Like, I get it. Med school's hard. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'm going to go Valentine's Day. I'm going to... And he goes, oh, I'll call you after I'm done studying. I was like, great, cool. 3 a.m. New Jersey time. Still no call. I was already on
shit.
I was literally like half a bottle of vodka in.
Oh fuck.
I was getting really upset.
I drank vodka back then. That's the first thing I noticed. I know, because you're very particular about your alcohol now.
I was whatever was there. I'm poor. I was poorer. But anyway, but yeah, and apparently it turns out following day wasn't even like studying. I was like, this is a long study session. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Wasn't even studying. He was done studying like a long time ago. He just decided to go to his friend's house and, eat the devil's lettuce.
Oh,
smoke the eat the devil's lettuce. No, I'm kidding. There were no edibles.
I was like, how you?
And pizza.
An edible? Oh, okay.
And some pizza. And so he passed out there. Didn't tell me.
Oh, damn.
So, I mean, obviously he's allowed to have a life, but
yeah.
Valentine's night, you're going to leave me hanging?
Yeah, especially if
and it wasn't even the last straw.
Call, yeah.
It wasn't even the last straw for me. It was more like, it was a little manipulative in a sense. Because then when I say, like, I've had it, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
He kept going, I'll be better. And I kept giving him a chance. And I was like, fuck this. But yeah, that was it. And then I was like, I'm not doing this shit again. I'm not doing this.
Here I come.
And then,
Yeah, what made you take the risk with me?
I think it's...
And none of this is planned. I'm genuinely curious.
Because I think it was the fact that the internet's better now.
Yeah, that's true.
Technology's a little better. Like,
technology has gone a long way.
And I think it's also like like the fact that your schedule is not a normal person's schedule. In a sense, like middle of the day, I can literally call you on the phone.
Yeah.
Because you're at home and not working. Well, you're working, but
yeah,
you're at home working.
Yeah. Those of you who don't,
you can take your own breaks.
For those of you who don't know, I run a social media company called Vision Paradox, which is why I have a lot of flexibility to do a lot of the stuff I want.
Shout out to my VP mates.
So, shouts out to to Alex, to Sean, to a couple of new hires, Madeline and Edouard. You guys are I'm still testing you guys, so we'll see we'll see where you guys by the end of the month. But yeah, that's why I have a lot of flexibility in terms of working. The main thing I need to pay attention. Well, not need to pay attention, but
it's to stop working. But
my huge priority that I always have to keep in mind, because my work is flexible in a sense, but my big priority is my son, to make sure that he's taken care of.
Yeah.
So, but aside from that, it's like there's a lot of flexibility in what I do.
Yeah.
So, which is why like being able to communicate with her was easy and available.
I am a gigantic ball of anxiety. So, yeah, that really comes in handy.
Yeah, so like when she texts or whenever she needs to call, like I'm like, cool. Like the few exceptions are when I'm in a meeting, but even then, I step out because I take it, because you never know what the situation might be.
Mm-hmm. So
it's better to hear it versus something bad really happening.
Yeah.
So because you never know, because especially in this day and age, like texting is super easy. But if someone calls you, that means it's a little more serious.
Uh-huh.
So because it helps cut the time in half of texting, of trying to coordinate shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the message is more straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
That's that was why I decided to just try to make this work.
Yeah.
Because
It wasn't because I was handsome on the phone screen than instead of real life.
Shut up.
I like you better on my phone. Can you go over there?
I look better on my phone screen.
Shut the
On
fuck up.
phone. No, well, hello. I can put filters on my camera.
Oh God.
I never did that. I did, but like for fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's this one filter that freaked me out. I legit teared up. It was like the
werewolf
ring. No, not the werewolf one. It was the fucking Grudge, and I hate those things. It was probably because it came off as a jump scare, and I was like, oh no, fuck this. I've had bad experiences with jump scares, so I'm like, if you ever see me like in real life, and I'm like watching my phone from a distance like this, because I'm preparing myself for a jump scare because I've had so many from my fucking brothers, you fucking assholes. So yeah, now we're here. So I think a common question is that I get from friends is like, when is she gonna come out to LA?
It's a good question.
So that's something.
Next month.
Well, she's like
visiting.
Yeah, she's visiting, but she. What do you call it? She wants to have, like, we're working on it together for her to have her own, job and everything in LA versus,
mooching off him for.
Yeah. Though I do tell her to like live with me for a bit because it'll be easier. But she's a strong, independent nugget who wants to
I'm a chicken nugget.
So I'm gonna let her like kind of go about it in her own way.
Ish.
But you have 2 years to get it together. I'm just kidding. I love you.
I'm gonna head up.
So, yeah, that's a kind of plan, and we're both also saving, for her to come through as well. So in the meantime, we're gonna be doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. Normally, this podcast is over Google Hangouts.
Yeah, this podcast is just recorded through Google Hangouts. One thing I think definitely helped with getting me ready for this is going to jail. No, I'm just kidding. That's one of the experiences that definitely shaped me as a person. But I think one of the things that helped prep me overall in terms of this relationship or future relationships was the 5 love languages. Like when we started talking again, after we reconnected.
Yeah.
I sent her this quiz for the 5 love languages, and I saw her
results.
Her primary love language was tough because it's long distance, and her primary love language is physical touch. So, so for me, I had to like triple down on all the other ones. So I was like quality time and words of affirmation. So I was like I had to like do what I can to give her as much time and to kind of give her as much like praise or empathy as possible, reassurance as you know we're dating. So gifts, it's like she hates it when I get her stuff.
I love giving gifts.
But she hates it when you give her gifts.
I buy my own.
So she's like, why? And she's like,
whose dick did you suck for this?
Why are you buying me shit? And then she fucking
and then I turn around and do better.
Well, how are you gonna top the surprise?
Oh, fuck.
And the Jeffree Star? You just come to my door one day with all your luggage, and I'm like, I'm moving in. I'm like, what the fuck?
In the middle of a meeting.
Oh God.
Moving in.
Is that a question popping up?
No, I'm just.
Hi everyone. Who is this? What up, Jonathan?
Oh, how long have we been together?
How long we've been together?
3.
So we've been together. Are we
Ish?
oncoming to 3 years?
About 3, almost 3 years.
It's gonna be about 3
Not
years.
really counting. I don't even know.
Yeah.
We don't count.
I honestly don't really know when we became official.
We just kind of fell into it.
We say 11/11.
11/11.
We
just wanted to pick a random date.
Yeah, because it was just like I never officially asked her. It was just like we're together now.
So we doing it. We doing it.
We do this like we're together now. Like that one meme. Look at me.
I am the captain now.
I am your boyfriend now. But we've technically known each other for much longer.
Oh, for anyone that missed it, he ghosted me for 10 years.
Yeah. She's never letting that go.
No.
Yeah. She calls me her boo because I ghosted
You're a boo.
for 10 years.
Because you ghosty.
Yeah. If you got any other questions or anyone else, other questions about our relationship for this awkward tea party, let us know. I think we've been running for about an hour and a half now.
Oh, shit.
This is going by fast.
Mm.
So okay, the things we talked about, we planned out here.
Yeah.
What's your longest relationship?
3 years.
3 years?
Before you. The one right before you.
7 years.
Wow. Plus an engagement.
And a son.
It was 3 years.
Yeah. So.
Also, a question from a vet.
What? What's the secret to long?
The internet.
The secret to long distance relation. Well, that's the thing that kind of fascinates me too. Like the internet makes it so easy to connect, but at the same time, like there's these fucking guys going off to war and like World War I and all that, sending love letters, and then they come home and they still have...
Attention spans back then were a little longer.
That's true. Like I almost feel like there was a sense of a standard on morality in a sense.
And then most of them end up getting married before they get shipped off anyway, just for that, because they're shipping off.
Yeah, so it's like
might as well.
It's so as for me, I'm like if people well that's good. It's at 11.
Okay.
So it's like 25.
Okay.
So I almost feel like that's pretty. If people are capable of doing that, the internet should make it, capable for you as well. But secret to life. Fuck, man.
Stubbornness.
To make it work.
Pride.
What is this? A 7 deadly sins?
Yes. Sloth.
Never take action. No, I think a certain determination that you want to make this work.
The light turned off.
Oh, did okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone. We got cut off. For those of you watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on the actual produced video.
Sorry. I texted sorry.
So, if you're on the live right now on Instagram, Maxine is the moderator. Oh, this extra wire shit. So what were we talking about? A serious to long distance relationship. I'd say a certain determination to make it work.
Determination.
Yes. But you both have to be on the same page. I think you also have to be open to the fact that it might not work out. Be ready for like worst case scenario.
Always.
Like, because if you're too attached to
what we have now.
Or like
the now.
Or expecting it to be, because people change, their interests change.
Especially if you're like kind of technically still living separate lives.
Yeah, so like people's interests change, people evolve, and you know, a year happens.
Like the fact that I don't dance anymore.
And then not yet. So ideally, you would want to close the gap, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that's definitely got to be in the conversation, because if
end
it's
goal is definitely to not have the distance anymore.
Because if that's all it's gonna be kind of hard, because there's also.
So that's a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
Like long distance is supposed to just be. Like.
The physical interaction and the actual presence of a person there's nothing really beats that.
Especially if that's my main love language.
Yeah. So so like with her, like when I'm with her in real life, you know, I do whatever I can to give that to her, whether it's massages. You have to communicate a lot.
Oh, very important question from Yvette.
What? When you guys closing the gap?
Get me a job.
Does
anyone want to hire me?
As soon as she gets hired in LA.
Does anyone in LA want to hire me for something?
Preferably in 2 years.
Jeffree Star. Someone tell Jeffree Star. Can I send Jeffree Star my resume?
So like, I mean,
who can I send my resume to?
What I do on my downtime sometimes is I submit resumes for her while she's working, doing whatever we can to make it work.
Yeah.
What? Have you ever had her about me? Have you ever told her about me?
What happened?
I talk about talking about Jonathan. You're asking like if I've ever told her about us as friends, like right, like our old life as skaters. And
this looks
as the chaos skaters.
Or your previous relationship.
No, no, heck no. So, question on what was that?
He was kidding.
So, for those of you watching on the YouTube Facebook version, we got a question from Instagram from my friend Jonathan, about telling her about me and him. Nothing happened, but we're old friends from like 6th grade. We used to be like skaters. We had a skate crew called Chaos Skaters. Hell yeah. We would go around Glendale and other cities to fuck shit up, and then... Did you? Not really.
Your mom would have fucked you up.
We just thought we were cool and badass.
Your mom would have fucked you up.
We were just being... Yeah, but...
I used to rollerblade.
Oh, we never would have hung out.
Exactly. I used to rollerblade. I used to ice skate, too.
So...
Apparently you made the best skate videos ever.
Oh, very few people know how I got into editing, but I got into video editing.
Oh, you told me this.
By accident, kind of. I discovered how to do video editing because me and my mom, me and my brother, we used to record Dragon Ball Z shows on tapes, and then in my mom's bedroom,
tapes were a thing, kids.
VHS tapes.
Yeah.
So
ask your parents what that is.
In my mom's room, there's a dual VHS setup, so I figured if I can get the footage from my mom's old camcorder onto my camera,
yeah, I
can record that onto another blank tape, and then I discovered
Adobe Premiere wasn't a thing back then, guys.
At least I wasn't aware of it, but it was probably very like raw.
Yeah.
It was still, and then I discovered I can add audio to it by changing the different cables, and I was able to get music from my like Korn CD, from Tony Hawk CD, and then
random anime.
Right, and then that's how I would splice things up. From tape deck A, tape deck B, and then yeah, that's how I used to like do editing. And in 10th grade, I went to a college level class to learn about video editing. Yeah, best and worst relationship experience.
Like what? Like what experience?
You know, like the best experience you had of your boyfriend surprising you for your birthday. Is that on the top right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Irrelevant question then.
Yeah.
Because that's
Very
probably my
irrelevant.
best one. Okay.
And I just told you what the worst was. Being ghosted for 10 years. I'm kidding.
Oh, you fuck.
No, that whole Valentine's Day thing.
Yeah. Oh shit. Mine.
Yeah.
Oh, it was mine.
Oh
Gross.
wait, no. I had an ex that tried to convert me.
To what?
Jehovah's Witness.
Whoa.
I know.
Did he like say like you'll go to hell if you don't?
Because I'm bi, yes.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
He went at that angle.
He said I'm half saved.
You're half sick.
Because bi means half gay, right? Am I right?
You're half saved. I think mine was probably going to jail. So
Relationship?
This is going to jail. This is during that the whole 7-year relationship, and I went to jail because of stupid shit. If you guys want me to expand on it, ask. But I'm not going to talk about it right now by default because it's a story and a half, really.
Anna said because I'm bi. I'm half fun.
Half fun.
I'm half fun.
Oh god.
Only half fun. Half perfect.
All perfect.
Yeah.
What was that?
Remember I went to jail for gang affiliation.
No.
Hey, fool.
Hey, oh, no,
Where you from?
We talked like mad shit though. We tried to be tough growing up, Jonathan. So.
Where you from?
These lives are great. People are bringing up the past.
All right.
What's that?
Yvette wants to hear it.
God damn it, Yvette. Okay. I already shared this story on my YouTube back in 2014. You should go watch that.
Link down below.
Link down below.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, for real. Like, make sure you
like, comment, and subscribe. Emeroy.
Make sure you go
Bernardo.
on the link in my bio and subscribe to my YouTube channels. But
Channels.
I went to jail because it was a domestic dispute. I was technically charged with assault with a deadly weapon, but I was then after I talked to my friend who was a former CIA agent. I feel like I'm making this shit up. I got a friend who's a rocket scientist. No, but who was a former CIA agent. He's like, "Did you really do that, or was he asking? Did he ask you if you did it?" And apparently, that's where I learned like the importance of staying quiet and having a lawyer, because the cop asked in a way where it made it seem like I was guilty. But even then, I felt like, not looking back at it, I felt like it was a necessary metaphorical punch in the mouth to get my shit together. Because it was really more of like a reflection of where my anger would take me if I didn't get a hold of it. So I found myself in jail for a few days with people who did light stuff compared to what I was charged with. Like it was some people doing GTA, some people under the influence, and then everyone's like, "Yeah, what are you in here for?" I was like, "Assault with a deadly weapon." Like, "Oh damn!" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm bad." I'm just kidding. but
you didn't really.
No, jail sucks. It's like timeout, but like for real, you can't do shit. And then when you're in there, because I was in my jail cell by myself, so it was like literally like, I'm not gonna say solitary confinement, but it was like really, you're just isolated with your own thoughts. You're not with a roommate. You're not with anyone, and then you're just there, having to reflect on how you fucked up. And then it was necessary for me because I was like, I knew I could have easily pointed the finger at the people who called the cops or the cops. But the main question I was asking myself was like, how do I never, ever be here again? Because at that time, I think my son was only over a year old. And at that point, it was like a huge, it sucked. Like, because I knew at that point, like, at that point, it was going to be like, because I got arrested in front of my landlord. Actually, my whole apartment complex saw me get arrested, walking out with cuffs. And I knew for sure I got evicted that day. That meant that me and Stephanie, who's Jordan's mom, had to move back into our own parents' places. So that meant like not being able to go to sleep with Jordan every night. I was like really more reflective of the pain of loss at that point, and I wanted to make sure that I never somehow got into the situation again because it sucked. And my uncle recently went through it like last year because he was going through his things, and that kind of woke him up. And honestly, going to jail, even like the city jail, not county, that's like that. For someone who's like, who I think is in the point in their life where they're looking for some course correction, jail is a hard hit in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, some people who just brush it off like it's whatever, but it can also be a very powerful way in giving you the right direction. So that's why I went to jail. It was a domestic dispute. Went to the courts. There's a lot more to the story, but my main camera is about to die. So this might be like you guys are gonna get bonus content. But yeah, I got 52 weeks of anger management, 52 weeks of domestic violence classes, 52 weeks of individual therapy, 12 weeks of child development courses, and another 12 weeks of couples counseling. So I went through like the whole fucking thing, and I didn't complain because I was open and ready and wanting to receive all this. Like I just wanted to be better, no matter what. It was for my son. I wanted to be, and for primarily my main driver was to be a better example for my son. So that's the jail story. So
done.
All right, so I'm gonna cut this off here for the main camera. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. We're gonna keep going on the live. So this is bonus content for you guys.
Bonus.
So
good content.
Oh, Doctor Who's on right now though?
It's recording on my YouTube TV.
Oh, okay, cool. So,
good. I'm good.
We're gonna cut it off here because the battery is about to die on the main camera. So appreciate you guys watching or listening to the Awkward Tea Party. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, share with friends who you think. Make sure
smash that like button.
Share it with friends who you think might benefit from it. I'm fucking up on my script because. So thanks for listening, and we will catch you guys next time on the Awkward Tea Party.
Oh my god.